Hey besties, welcome or welcome back.
Today I have Dollar Tree calendar hacks and I know you are going to love them, so let's get started.
2022 farmhouse calendar, and that is actually the picture I'm going to use. It was one of the months. And then I've got this piece that I got from the Goodwill. I got it for $3.99 plus it was a pink tag day, so I got some 10% off. I'm going to clean it with my crud cutter, and then I'm going to cover the whole top with the plaster color paint by Waverly. I love that color. It's perfect for something rustic. It's not stark white. Then I'm going to take antique wax and this old makeup brush that I got at the Dollar Tree a long time ago that's seen better days, but it's perfect for dry brushing, where you put a little bit on your brush, wipe most of it off, and then kind of drag it across, and it gives it that old aged, weathered look, which is what I'm going for here. I'm just going to go ahead and go around the edges and make sure that those are a little bit distressed as well, and it kind of bleeds over to the front. Then I'm going to take my square ruler and I'm going to measure every 1.5 inches. I'm going to put a little spot. I'm going to do it on each of the ends and in the middle because my square isn't as long as this piece and I want to be able to draw straight lines. And I'm going to use the pencil and basically draw shiplap lines. And then I'm going to just take my finger and smudge the pencil. And if it gets too dark, you can go back in with a little, paper towel, just kind of damp, and wipe off the excess, which I do. And then because I didn't want it to be quite that dark, I'm going to go back over with that plaster, just lightly dry brushing it over the top to mute out a little bit of those lines. I'm going to fussy cut out the word farmhouse. See, it took a while, but it was well worth it. And I'm also going to cut out the wreath. I am going to go back and cut out the center of the wreath as well. I'm going to use my Mod Podge. I'm just going to start laying down the Mod Podge and then placing my letters over it. A couple of them broke apart, so I have to put them on individually. But this is something you can do if you don't have a cutting machine and you don't like the font on stickers, but you love the font on the calendar page. So I just thought this was so cute. I loved it. And then I'm just going to put Mod Podge all over the top. And that is that for the word. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the wreath, but I'm going to turn this into a 3D wreath. I'm going to use some actual greenery and embellish it. But now I'm going to go all over the whole rest of the sign with the Mod Podge because I want it all to have a nice seal on it. Now I'm going to take these little boxwood pieces, and then I've also got some other little picks. I think one of them is eucalyptus, I think. I always say the wrong one. Anyway, you guys know what they are, right? I'm going to start hot gluing them on. I clip the pieces off the pick, and then I have all these little extra pieces that I'm going to fill in with. And that way you get a couple colors, and look how cute it is. I love this one. Using this little truck cutout that I got at the Dollar Tree, and then some scrapbook paper, cute little cow skin print. And then this is a piece from the back of a calendar. It's one of the months of one of the Dollar Tree calendars. And then this one is the Farmer's Market from 2021 calendar. I'm going to use a piece of that. I'm going to take off the label, which actually came off super easy this time. Yay. And then I'm going to figure out how much of the scrapbook paper that I need to cover the box part of the truck. This isn't like your typical truck. It's sort of like one of those little mini box trucks. I'm just going to cut that piece out, and then I am going to use a glue stick from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to attach that right over the box part of the truck. I want it to look like a little dairy truck. Once I have that attached, I'm going to take my nail file and I'm just going to file around the edges, only going downward so that I can take off that excess bit of scrapbook paper that's on there, and it gives me a nice clean edge. I love that. I've got a bunch of little pieces of wood, and I didn't have one that would fit the exact size of the little baby sign that I have there, so I'm going to just hot glue two of them together to make a nice little platform to put that on. And so I'm just going to use my hot glue, put them together, and then I'm going to take my scissor blade. I'm going to go around the edges of my little sign there and just rough it up. I love doing that. I learned that from a friend, Linda at Faith Chick 777's DIY and Design. I'll put her link down in the description box. She's wonderful. I'm going to add some buffalo check ribbon to each side because this is a little bigger than my sign, and I thought that would be a super cute accent. And I'll file down the edges a little bit to make sure they're nice and clean, and then I'm going to put some hot glue around the edges of this little sign and attach it directly onto the pieces of wood, and it's so cute. It's going to just look great on my little truck. going to take the cover of that calendar and I'm just going to fussy cut around that little part that says always fresh, because that's all I actually want from it. And so I'll get that all cut out. Then I'm going to take some cardboard and I'm going to trace the shape of that little sign on there. And then I'm going to use the one I cut out and make 2 more because I want it to be a little thicker. This wasn't very thick cardboard. And I'm going to hot glue all of the pieces together to make this a little more sturdy. I didn't want it to lay perfectly flat since the other sign is on that piece of wood. And I didn't have any wood that, without having to cut it, that would fit this perfectly. And this was so much easier and faster. And it's a good little hack. Just use cardboard if you want to raise something up a little bit. For those of you who love to watch crafting videos while you craft, I have a mega playlist with a link down in my description box because I do that when I'm crafting. So there it is if you're interested. To attach the little sign, I'm going to use some Mod Podge because I don't want any lumps under it from the hot glue. And that's super easy. Of course, you just put it underneath. I'm not going to put any over the top because I don't think I really need to. Then I'm going to take my nail file and go around the edges and just kind of smooth it out. It's not wood, but I thought, what the heck, I'd try it. And then I've got this little chalk marker from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to kind of go around all of the edges, give it a little bit of a distressed look, but using the white instead of like a darker color because I kind of like that. It looks really cool. Now, I should have done this before I did anything with that scrapbook paper, but I don't know why I didn't. But anyway, I'm going to paint the rest of the truck with my Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint very carefully around the part with the scrapbook paper. I'm going to take a black jot marker from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to go around the outside of the tires, and then I'm going to draw the circle apart for the tires and fill them in with that same marker. Now I'm looking at a picture of a truck online, and I'm just going to draw some lines that give this a little more dimension. You know, things that like a bumper and a door handle and so forth and so on. And then I decided to outline the whole thing because I thought that looked really cool. And so obviously that's optional, or you don't even have to draw in the truck part. I just thought it would look really neat to draw in the parts of the truck and just, you know, give it that little extra oomph. I'm going to attach my little always fresh sign using some hot glue right to the top of the box part of the truck. And after that's attached, I'm going to attach my little homemade sign just below it, and I think it's going to look so cute. I looked at another picture and saw that I could actually add a little more to my truck body. So that's what I'm going to do with my jot marker. I'm just going to make it look even better. I needed to put something in the middle of my tires, so I found these 2 little round pieces of scrap wood that I have. I'm going to paint them white, and I'm just going to hot glue them right to the center of each of the tires. And that is just a great little touch. And then I'm going to take my chalk marker from Dollar Tree and just go around that homemade sign. I thought that looked really cute. I've got some tumbling tower blocks that I'm going to paint black with my jot black marker. And I'm going to use them on the back to create a stand. I end up using 3 on each side. I did the last one off camera because it was so weighted on the front. I needed a little more weight in the back to make it stand up, but now it stands up perfectly. Guys, I love this. I hope you like it too. So easy, so cute, and very farmhouse fun.
My friends, I want to invite you to come with me to a crafty cruise getaway with 4 other channels here from YouTube where you can enjoy beaches and sand and tons of crafting inspiration. This ship has so many amenities that you are going to just have a blast. Plus, you get to connect with other crafters. But here's the thing, space is very limited. So make sure you go to craftycruisegetaway.com to get all the information that you need. Everything is linked down below in the description box.
I'm going to be using the coveted Farmer's Market calendar from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the page that has the honeybee on it. And I'm going to use a piece of cardboard. It was just a box that I had. I'm going to cut off the bendy parts with a blade, and I'm going to make it slightly bigger than the actual calendar page. And what I'm going to use is something I got from burlapfabric.com. It's a faux brown leather. It is so cool. It's a huge piece of fabric, and I'm going to cut out a square just slightly bigger than my cardboard, and then I am going to take each corner, fold it up and hot glue it, and then I'll come back and fold all the sides in so that I can get a nice square out of it. And if you're wondering why I covered the entire piece of cardboard, well, I didn't think about this till after the fact. I could have just cut out strips for what would really show and save some of that faux leather. My bad, I didn't even think of it till after the fact. Now that I've covered my piece of cardboard, I'm going to take my calendar page and I'm going to use a glue stick from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cover the entire thing generously in the glue stick. And then I'm going to press it down onto my faux leather. And I'm even going to use my little brayer, which is in my Amazon store. It's a great tool for adhering things to surfaces when you've used glue or any kind of adhesive. It's really good at getting out wrinkles and bubbles, and not to say that you'll never get them, but it really helps quite a bit. I have this really pretty ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It's burlap with lace going down the middle, and I'm going to put one strip of it across the side over that kind of burlap in the print of the calendar page. I thought, I have real burlap, why not do that and make it more textured and three-dimensional? So I'm hot gluing that right on there, and I'm going to secure it on both sides and then on the back to make sure that it's nice and attached. I have another ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It's just lace, and I'm going to put it over the two corners on the right side of my picture here, just to kind of set off the corners a little bit. And I'm going to attach that on the back at the angle so that it goes diagonal across each corner. And then I'm going to take one long piece and put it next to the other ribbon, just covering that end so that all four corners actually do have the lace on them. Now I want this sign to look old and worn, so I'm going to take my Antique Wax by Waverly and I'm going to use a baby wipe, and I'm just going to start by doing the edges and over the lace, and then I realize it's almost just too light in the middle, so I'm just going to do the whole thing, and I go crazy, but I lightly rub. I'm not going that crazy, just a little crazy. I ordered these upholstery tacks off of Amazon, and they'll be in my Amazon store. They are so beautiful, and this is the perfect project for it. So I'm going to poke them into each of the four corners, add a little bit of hot glue underneath the actual tack, and then later I'll come back and I'll clip off the pointy edge on the back. But how pretty is this? Oh my gosh, I am loving this look so much. Now I've got these skewers. They're the very narrow skewers from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use 4 of them, and I'm going to outline the piece of paper that is the calendar sign, and I'm going to use the antique wax again, and I'm going to stain them, and then I will measure and use my little snips and cut off the edge, make sure that I dip the end into the wax so it doesn't look like a different color, and I'm going to hot glue them down all the way around the entire calendar page. Now, the ones on the top and bottom, I have to poke underneath the ribbon, as you see me doing there, and then I go ahead and hot glue it. And then I'm going to add one last piece over between the two ribbons on the left side. And here's a close-up of me snipping the pointy end of the upholstery tack. Now I'm using a little piece of rope and I'm hot gluing it to the back, and then I'm going to take a piece of masking tape while the glue is hot and put that right over the top. That just really secures that rope down. And then I've cut a piece of craft paper and I'm going to hot glue it to the back and trim the edges of that so that it's a nice finished piece. In order to get my little rope hanger out, I'm going to take my blade and just cut around where the rope is, and then I'm going to pull it through, and then this one is done, and I'm really happy with it, and I hope you guys like it too.
Thank you for watching. You are truly a blessing to me. Let me know which one was your favorite today. Don't forget to check out the link for the website about the Crafty Cruise Getaway. It's down in my description box below. I know you will have so much fun, and I really hope you will check it out and consider going. I've got another video on the screen that I think you'll really like, so if you click on it, I will see you there. Bye.